And now recognize the ranking member, Mr. Castro.
Thank you, Chairwoman. We're talking about China and competition with China. One thing that I didn't mention, hadn't addressed, was the success and the cooperation of our business community in Latin America. And, Representative Self asked the question, well, what are we doing to counter China? Well, one of the things that we've been working on is pressing them not to purchase and accept and integrate technology like Huawei into their infrastructure systems. That's an important counter that I know the United States is working on day in and day out. But I also want to make sure, and I know that we do it, but I guess partially in answer to his question is helping our businesses succeed. I do think, like I said, I think that there are ways in the world where China cheats on human rights, for example, and should be held accountable. Debt traps is another one. But there are other ways where they are competing against the United States and Europe around the world. And I believe that we need to compete with them, and I believe that we can beat them, that our businesses can beat them, that our systems, our aid system can beat them. So I think that's an important part. But I want to ask a question. I have about 3.5 minutes left on a separate topic, and that's the rise of illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing in Latin America and the Caribbean. It's a major concern that affects livelihoods and communities and labor rights, the environment, and regional security. And combating IUU fishing has been a priority for numerous Latin American countries and is a key policy framework of the Biden administration. Much IUU fishing is perpetrated by large-scale operations of Chinese fishing fleets, sometimes supported by ports financed by the PRC. I'm currently working on legislation to address this issue. Beyond supporting naval and military capacities, which I know falls under the DoD, Ms. Hannan, how is the United States addressing the challenges and impact of IUU fishing in coordination with our allies in the region?
Thank you so much for the question. I think IUU fishing is an incredibly important issue because it also resonates with Latin America because they see it as their resource. And so we do a lot of soft diplomacy. I don't know if I agree with the term soft, but we reach out, we draw attention to actions by the Chinese fleets. I know Southcom has helped to draw attention to what they're doing. I personally participated in a working group in Peru that brought together NGOs and the Peruvian Coast Guard and the American Embassy to talk about ways that we can address IUU fishing, where they launched a program that will focus on the impact that the fisheries are having, looking at the zero tolerance policy that the PRC has and holding them accountable to the same standards. We have a working group. We have the SAFE Act that we can use. We're deeply supportive of CMAR. That's one of the most important marine areas in the world in terms of being a fishery bed. We're looking at deep sea squid fisheries. We take the issue very seriously. We work on it with governments, but also with NGOs and with aid programs.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you so much for your testimony today, both of you. I appreciate it. I yield back, Chair.